Greetings, weary travelers. Forgive me if I sound a little hoarse today. Earlier I was eating lunch and I almost choked on a carrot. Don't take air for granted when you suddenly don't have it. So hopefully that's not too annoying. But anyway, welcome to the Reaction Sleepover. This is where we get cozy and we react to stuff. Today we're reading more unbelievable wedding stories. Because for some reason people can't just be normal and be good people. And we don't understand why, but we try to peel back some of the layers, explain some of the behavior we're seeing, and try to encourage better behavior. We try to have a jolly old time while we do it because we cope with humor here. So be sure to grab your cozies and snackies, and let's head on into it. And remember, if you have any stories you want to submit, there's a Google form below, or you can email me. The disrespectful wedding guest from hell. Maybe it's actually kind of cool to be hoarse. I can hit those deeper notes. So my significant other and I got married recently. Yay! We have a few other couples that we're close friends with. We get together a few times a year. And so, of course, they were invited to the wedding. One of the couples in particular we have known for years. We will call them Alice and Dave. My SO is closer with Dave, but I have also known Alice for many years and always got along with her. I would sure hope so. Oh no. We were the first couple to get engaged out of the group, and when we told them what venue we booked, Alice responded that she had heard that the food there sucked. Thank you for your input, Alice. Love the positivity. Flash forward to my bridal shower. We had sent out invitations months in advance. The RSVP date came and went, and Alice was the only person that did not respond. Yeah, it's a little weird. A few days later, my SO gets a Facebook invite to a party she is throwing that is the same day as my shower. Interesting. Now I get that people have other things going on in life, but she also invited other people that would also be attending my shower. Alice seems more sus by the second. I am a little concerned here. Because I appreciate that OP is like, you know, other things happen in life. I totally get that. Like, not even necessarily having a problem with the party being at the same time. Like, if that's the only time you can do it, sure. And, like, you don't have to come to mine, but, like, you know that the people you invited, I assume the people that did RSVP, maybe. Math ain't mathin', Alice. What you doing? Sorry for the noise. If you had other plans, just say that you can't make it. No issue with that. Like, couldn't you have just told me this? Oh, communication, where art thou? Because I totally agree. It's totally fine if you have other plans, generally, right? Like, depends on the situation. In this, it doesn't seem like the OP is like, okay, whatever, but why couldn't you just tell me that? Maso reached out to her to confirm that we would not be attending the party, as it in fact is the same day as my bridal shower. He also asked if she had received the invite to the shower because we honestly thought maybe it never made it to her. You know, that's good to keep in mind. Her response was that she had received the invitation months ago and had misplaced it. Okay, I guess. She explained that she had so many weddings to attend this year and it got lost in the pile. Okay, I guess. But I mean, you would at least know, like, because this is like the friend group. You guys have at least talked about it, right? Like, maybe she at least would know around where it would be. Weird. I don't know, dude. I don't know. She told my SO that she wouldn't be able to make it, but was so sorry. A few months later, I see Alice post a long Facebook rant about how tacky bridal showers are. Whose bridal shower? Interesting behavior. You know, it's very like, I suppose towards you, she technically hasn't done anything wrong, but things seem fishy. Because sure, throw the bone, she could be talking about someone specific, like a specific bridal shower she went to, but she was also saying they're overall tacky. Interesting timing for you to be sharing this opinion? It's weird. It's weird. My shower passed and our RSVP date for the actual wedding was upon us. Upon us. The wedding is nigh! Kind of wish I sent out something like that, like something super like medieval, like it is nigh! Wilt thou show? That'd be fun if you're like into medieval stuff. Instead of invitations, you show up in like a wizard. You show up dressing up as Gandalf and you go, it is nigh! Person on the other side's like, huh. Hi, what is the wedding? As you're wearing the one ring. But imagine how many times you'd have to do that, especially for big weddings. You show up at the last door, you go, it is nigh. Come or not. Thanks, bye. Yet again, the only couple out of 150 people that did not RSVP was Alice and Dave. Even if people said no. I mean, like, that's what RSVPs are for. Like, yes, tell me yes or no. They were the only ones to not say a thing? Interesting. Alice, Dave, are you okay? Because this is supposedly like your part of your friend group, your close friend group. Call it an Etch-a-Sketch because it's all over the place. Our venue needed the head count and dinner choices, so my SO reached out to Dave this time. Dave just told my SO over the phone that they wanted to eat and that they would be attending. That they, like, only wanted to eat? Your gift is the leftover chicken wing bone on the plate. It's a paperweight. Yeah, two different... I guess, I mean, Alice technically hadn't said anything, but Dave said they would be going. What's going on, fam? I swear, every time I record a video, they start making noise upstairs. I love apartments. He had assumed Alice had sent the RSVP. Oh dear, he's just in the dark as everyone else? Oh dear. Finally, it's the day of the wedding. Honestly, I want to preface this by saying I didn't care what people wore to my wedding as long as they were comfortable and had fun. However, I could not help but notice Alice showing up to my wedding in the exact same dress that I wore to my bridal shower. The exact same dress? Alice, dear Alice, what are you doing? Hell of a coincidence. Not only was it the same dress, it was also a solid, extremely pale blush/off-white color. It's at least a thing in American weddings, like, unless it's a thing for people to wear white, because some weddings do that, like they want you to wear white. Generally, you do not wear white to the wedding. Uncomfy. She runs in saying, it is nigh! My time to steal the day. I mean, it's already weird that it's the same dress you wore for the bridal. Was she spying on you? What's going on here? Did someone who go to relay her the details of the dress? That's weird. Again, hell of a coincidence, if it's truly a coincidence. I just don't see, again, like, why you would want to wear anything that would seem bridal to someone else's wedding. I would be so embarrassed if I somehow managed to do that. Where is the shame? As Alice is someone who is very opinionated about fashion and etiquette, I couldn't help but feel that that was intentional. Oh, so this is someone that is, she can't even claim ignorance. She literally knows about this kind of stuff, at least to some degree. Oh no. I would never say something or tell someone what to wear ever, but it was just another instance where she was the only guest that did this. Where is the shame? The audacity is strong with this one. It is nigh. Just extremely awkward. And it sounds like Dave was kind of in the dark about this. The wedding continued and Alice and Dave left early while the other couple in our friend group stayed throughout the evening. The final straw was the wedding gift, which was an unsigned check that we could not cash. That's kind of weird. I guess sometimes you can forget to sign things. Look at me trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I also had to yet again reach out to Alice and let her know. She apologized and had us mail it back to her to sign. I try not to assume that things are done intentionally, but Alice was continuously the only wedding guest that we had any issues with. I'm glad it's over. Yeah, it's that, like, part of me that's arguably a little too nice. It's like, maybe she forgot to sign it. Maybe, like, she really forgot to RSVP. I don't know. It seems fishy. Do everything you can to not be, like, confusing to your loved ones, especially if they are planning a wedding. Despite people who can become quite rude in the wedding process, it's important to leave room for the fact that weddings are very stressful, and do everything you can to help out. Don't let them step all over you, because that's not okay. But be transparent, please. Don't pull an Alice, because that's just really weird. And I like a comment that the OP said, if it was just the dress, I wouldn't have given it a second thought, but it was the whole series of events that was making me question if it was all just coinkydink. To be fair, the dress could be found at Macy's in any mall, so the likelihood of someone else having it was high. It's just not a dress that is appropriate to wear to someone's wedding. And as we know, Alice seems aware of etiquette like that, so why would you take the risk? So let me know what you think. Groom's parents own the wedding venue, and I'm never going back. I, female 22, have done wedding photography and videography for the past 3 years. A friend of mine asked me to help shoot a wedding with her friend. We'll call the lead photographer Allie, as a second shooter a few months ago, and I agreed. I met Allie, female 26, the day of the wedding in the morning when we showed up at the venue. She's been running her photography business for a few years, so she knows what she's doing. The venue we were shooting at is a repurposed historic building that is a coffee shop with venue capabilities. That's so cute! The groom's father and mother, I'll use GM, own the building. Now I need to preface, I'm used to dealing with difficult people at weddings, as I'm sure most vendors are. There are many horror stories. Can you imagine the conventions? Oh, spilling all the tea. At the beginning of the day, I met the GM, who I thought was nice. I thought. The GF was kind of a butt, but again, I'm used to dealing with those people. It's just like sock puppets yelling in my ear. I'm used to this hobbosh. Hobbosh? That's not even a word. Maybe I meant hogwash? No, hobbosh. I'm sticking to it. They want their son's day to be perfect, and I can respect that. There are a few instances in which the GF would flat out tell me, no, we aren't going to do that. Okay. When I was directing people and telling them what we had next on the timeline, but I thought that was as bad as it was going to get. I was wrong, unfortunately. Dinner rolls around, the bride and groom and entire bridal party have gone through the dinner line. Keep in mind, the dinner was served in an attached room to the dining area, not visible to the guests. Me and Allie go to the wedding coordinator and ask if we are good to eat, to which she says we are. Oh, I think I see where this is going. She even goes and grabs us plates and cutlery. I go ahead to the buffet, as the other tables haven't been dismissed yet. I happen to be at the parents of the groom. Allie went downstairs to sort out the equipment. GM looks at me, appalled, but I didn't think anything of it. Is this gonna be one of those you can't eat at all during the wedding? Because those are horrifying. Let your people eat. Like, they're doing all this work for you. After getting through the line, she pulls me onto the corner of the attached outdoor porch and begins telling me that I have offended and disrespected her and the entire family. How so, madam? I apologize and ask what's wrong, and she said she can't believe I ate before everyone else at the wedding. Okay. I tell her that it's in the contract and the timeline, and it's what we always do. She starts to get teary-eyed and calls for GF. Why the weaponized tears? Why? She's so offended by really just them eating. Why are you just offended that they went before you? Like, it's not nothing disrespectful. Like, they just want to eat as they're trying to fit in time to eat for their job. Like, this has nothing to do with you, in fact. Like, please take 2 steps back. Evaluate what you're doing here. This man is over 6'5" and honestly terrifying. I am only 5'6", and again, just a second shooter. That is... Bruh, I'm 4'9". If I had to... I'm about to be squashed. He physically sticks his finger in my face, getting ready to fight, and says I am the sloppiest vendor he has ever worked with and he would never recommend me to anyone. Are you kidding me, dude? What is your freaking problem?
I want to fight for you.
This went on for probably about 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? What is the matter with you? Ugh, poor people. Like, when people are frustrated at weddings, they just always take them out on the vendors. Like, why? Leave them alone. They're just doing their job. I'm sure that OP has done a fantastic job despite your whining. Why do some people do that? They just keep going and going. It's like, I get it. You don't like me. Now leave me alone. They kept calling me sloppy and rude and keeping me cornered on the porch. Oh my God. You're literally bullying her. Ugh. Let me at him. Ugh, getting up on her like that? I'm so mad. I was crying a bit, but trying to keep it together until Allie came over with a plate of food. They started yelling at her too, because they're just eating. Dude, stop it. They started yelling at her too. Groom's sister came over to try to placate them, but it didn't help as GM was in tears and GF was still pissed at me. For eating? Because again, they're so upset about them getting food before them. Why? Aren't these grandparents? You should be ashamed. Grandparents are all about everyone eating. You need to go back to grandparent class. I mean, they may not be grandparents, but I mean, if the bride and groom are in their like 20s or something, the parents are probably old enough to be grandparents. Come on. Get with the good energy. None of this nonsense. Allie pointed out that as per our contract, she's literally pulling it up, putting it in their face.
Read it, man.
As per our contract with the bride and groom, we eat right after the bridal party in order to have enough time to eat and set up for the reception. Do you want us not to eat?
Do ya? Do you want us to not eat?
That's what I thought. And yet they don't care because they said we were the most disrespectful and shameless vendors they had ever met in the 30 weddings that had happened at their venue. Dude, it's food. Allie and I were both crying at this point. Groom's sister walked the parents away from us and we turned around and threw the food away, having lost our appetites. Poor things. It was the worst encounter I've ever had at a wedding, to be yelled at out of nowhere like that over food. Just because they went before you. How dare? Bro, what is going on in your life that you just like are losing your mind at people just trying to eat? You don't have good grandparent energy and I'm sad for you. Like, yes, they're doing a job, but they're still people. Just let them eat their food. And now they can't because they're not hungry anymore because you yelled at them. How could anyone be so okay with doing that to someone? Like, they were clearly, like, upset by you sticking your grubby finger in their face, yelling at them for probably 30 minutes or something. Like, we get it. You don't like me, but will you just let me eat? I just can't imagine doing that to someone. That's so mean. It was also in Allie's contract that if anyone made us uncomfortable during the wedding, we have full rights to leave. It's sad that you have to have any kind of clause in that, but unfortunately, with some people, it makes sense. We ended up staying and trying to make the most of it. GF knocked into both of us subtly at different points. Let me at him! The gremlin's coming out! As we walked past him during the reception. How childish, dude. That's an insult to children, because, like, to hold this much anger in your heart, just why? They're just doing their jobs. Bride and groom were incredible and didn't hear a word about the incident. I will never be giving that coffee shop my business as a customer anymore. I mean, was it the... Oh, because they own it! I completely forgot! Oh my gosh. Jeez. Unfortunately, I do still see the parents at the grocery store occasionally because I live close. Ugh. Do they still get mad at you when you're first in line to buy your food? But it was a learning experience. That gives me nightmares. If you made it this far, thanks for reading, and I hope you never experience the same thing. Yeah, I sure hope not. Bro, I just can't imagine, like, having the gall to treat someone like that just for happen to be in front of you to get food. What, do you think because you own the wedding venue, like, you deserve food before them? Like, dude, just let them eat. I've heard that, like, of that kind of thing, that, like, people will get mad at vendors for eating or sitting down. It's like, dude, I'm not a robot. Leave me be. I appreciate that they have, like, that in a clause of, like, if you make me uncomfy, I leaving. That should probably be a common practice. Am I the a-hole for not going to my sister-in-law's wedding due to her dress code? I, 25 female, of having a conflict with my husband's sister, 36 female. She's getting married in 2 weeks, and her dress code is incredibly complicated to adhere to for me. Ah. It is black tie, long sleeves, and floor-length gowns. Oh, that's probably for... I was imagining all of that together. The conflict happened because I am currently 34 weeks pregnant and overheat very quickly. And the wedding is entirely outside, in the middle of the day, in the southern USA, where it is incredibly hot. All the worst combos. I cannot be in a long sleeve floor length gown in the heat for 8 hours. I have sent her a few dresses to try and compromise, which I will link in the comments for further information, but she is completely adamant about exactly what she wants. So we're gonna see dress number 1. Ooh, well, I didn't want a video. Thanks. Okay, that's pretty. Dress number 2, also pretty. Dress number 3, very pretty. Did none of these work? Because, like, to a certain extent, I get having a dress code, at least for the bridal party. Anything beyond that, I feel like, sure, maybe you can request, like, certain colors and stuff, but I feel like if this is for guests, I don't know, what do you guys think about, like, wedding dress codes for the guests too? I feel like that, I guess it depends, I don't know. But even then, if there is a kind of dress code, I feel like if someone can't make something happen, like, they are not part of the wedding party. It's not nearly as important for them to, like, match a very specific dress code, at least in my opinion. I told her yesterday that I cannot attend her wedding if she is not going to budge even slightly on the dress code. I told her she has the right to have her wedding exactly how she wants it, for it to be her perfect day, but I have the right to look out for my own health. Is that really that unreasonable? Because that's the thing about, like, assuming this is a dress code for the guests, because I feel like it's a different story with bridal party. That does need to be a little more specific depending on your goals. But for the guests, especially if someone's pregnant, and if you already overheat quickly, and it's in southern US, I'm guessing in the summer, because that's typically when weddings are, my guy, is it that bad to make some kind of exception for your pregnant loved one? Like, have a heart, please. It's another one of those, like, you can have your perfect day, but like, just keep in mind, like, I don't think it takes much to like budge a little on these little things. Like, I can't imagine being so like adamant on making a pregnant friend of mine like uncomfortable. That'd be so sad. She freaked out at me and told me I was being incredibly selfish and that for once it isn't about me and my effing baby. Okay, my guy. I understand that weddings get stressful, but please take it down a notch. And don't project your insecurities onto me.
Thanks.
Let's have a reasonable conversation here. Which she only said because she's jealous I'm having the first grandchild and she felt like she should have had a baby before me and my husband. Oh boy. Projection! Yay! Since then, my husband's side of the family has told me I'm being selfish and just to compromise one day to keep the peace. I don't think I should need to compromise my health for her wedding. This is also the health of your baby. And I really don't find that unreasonable. Especially if this is a guest, if this is not the bridal party, it should not be that big of a deal to make some kind of accommodation for your pregnant loved one. Is it really that hard? She even had like a bunch of different options you could choose from, and they all look nice. Might I suggest therapy? So you can work through these insecurities so that you don't take it out on your poor pregnant loved one who's just trying to look after for her and her baby's health on your wedding day. I just truly don't see how that can be that unreasonable. I get the wedding stress. Feelings are valid. That doesn't give you a right to mistreat people. This one doesn't seem like it's necessarily problematic. It just seems funny. TMI regarding groom's underwear, or lack thereof. Okay. I used to be a second photographer for weddings and other ceremonies. I would usually follow the groom and his family while the main photographer would stay with the bride. One time we had this big wedding organized by a rich family, a very classy event with a lot of highly educated people, as the couple worked at one of the most prestigious research institutions in Europe. Fancy. So I guess this could account for some quirkiness. I feel like I've heard that before. It's like the more rich people are, the weirder they get. They just don't care anymore. Anyway, I go to this groom's house early in the morning to take some pictures of him getting ready for the big day, together with some family and friends, only to arrive in the middle of a shouting match between the groom and his mother. It soon appeared that they were loudly exchanging their opinions about him getting married without his underwear, which he had just removed because he found the new pair that had been bought for the occasion too uncomfortable. I mean, I get that. You want to have comfy underwear. The pants were quite tight too, but had to stay for some obvious reasons. Oh no, just to go out butt naked.
Who's ready for a wedding?
Oh, you'd never forget that wedding. I think friction was mentioned, but not being equipped with said package, I cannot be 100% sure what the issue really was. Thanks for the description. Yeah, I guess it did say TMI in the title. The groom's mother tried to involve me in the discussion. Oh no. Oh no. She's just pulling you in like, ah! Tell him that no one has ever seen a groom without underwear. I always prefer a stress-free groom over a jittery one, and since I couldn't side with her, I simply replied, I hope not. They usually wear pants anyway. Well, she was not happy with my answer. He probably was though. He's like, see? I'll be wearing pants. It's not like I'm gonna be naked. That's so funny. Needless to say, the groom didn't change his mind, despite multiple people being involved in the discussion. So he eventually got married like that. Fortunately, no one mentioned his situation again once we all left the house to go to the ceremony. But anyway, I think this is TMI for a lot more people than necessary. The day went smoothly, like including me. Like, why did I have to be involved in this? At least it's a funny story. Thanks for sharing it. The day went smoothly, the couple was young and good looking, the weather was fine enough, and the food was excellent. At least I think. To this day, I mostly remember the groom who went commando. I mean, honestly, like, if he was comfortable like that, and you know, no panty lines, that's nice. Well, I guess it would be boxers. Do guys have panties? I don't know. That's a funny one. That was just a fun read. There was like a little bit of a squabble at first, but it just was just like, I don't know. He can do what he wants. We're going to end with something much more positive. Let's hear it for an anti-bridezilla. That sounds like a great palate cleanser to end this video. I just had to share a little anecdote about my dope mom, who is the ultimate anti-bridezilla, and restore a smidge of faith in bride-manity. My mom and dad got married eons ago. Mom and dad's family are huge Italian gangs. Oh, a movie come to life. Like, mom's a triplet amongst 7 kids. Oh, to that I say, ow. If I had triplets, I don't know if I'd make it. 1 girl, youngest on the fam, type large. Now, my mom's generally a chill, low-key, and go with the flow, as was her mother, the OG dopest woman on earth, Rip Nan. So I expect nothing less from her, but this makes me beam with pride over whom the heavens bestowed upon me as my mother. I'm excited. I'm excited for Wholesome. Mother gets married and has this big fat Italian wedding. Lets bridesmaids pick their dresses and hats. Yes, they all, including my mom, wore hats. And my mom honestly looks stunning with her veiled bridal hat. That is so cute. That's actually something I wish I did. Like, wear the same color, but wear whatever dress you want. That would have saved me so much stress. The bridesmaid dress is like the most stressful thing to me. So this isn't some tragic fashion misstep she inflicted on anyone. Let's be clear. Everyone was down. Soon after her wedding, her triplet brother gets engaged. Obviously aware of the cost of attending a wedding and how soon in succession these weddings would be, she offers to help in any way she can financially, since the same family just attended her own wedding. That is so sweet. Her brother and sister-in-law were both in the wedding party as well. At my parents' wedding, sister-in-law fell in love with my mom's dress so much that she decided to look for one similar to for her own wedding, but different enough to not impede on my mom's, since it was so fresh in memory for most guests that would be attending. That is so sweet. It's so mindful. I love the Wholesome. Side note, sister-in-law complimented mom's dress, but never told her she loved it so much that she actually would only hope to wear something as beautiful for her own, as she didn't want to make my mom uncomfortable or like she was trying to steal her moment. Now, my mom's a smart cookie. She is oatmeal raisin, the smartest of them all. Does anyone else like oatmeal raisin? I actually really do. Don't stone me. And after the initial dress appointment for sister-in-law, she realizes the dresses sister-in-law are trying on are similar to her own. Without hesitation, mom takes sister-in-law to brunch and brings her own wedding dress with her. No way, no way, yes, 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 yes. Clarifying that she's in no way obligated to return it or even wear it, but she would be honored to share it with sister-in-law if she would like to wear it on her big day. She just straight gave it to her. No expectations, like even if she didn't wear it, she wouldn't even be upset. I love this woman. Can I send her a cake? That is so freaking cute. See, this is what it can be when people are secure within themselves. This is a wonderful example of that. Be more like this. Sister-in-law was overjoyed and accepted and wore my mom's dress 2 short years later. It's become a fun family memory and cool to see how the exact same dress can look so unique on 2 different brides when comparing the wedding photos. I love it. I love it. My sister recently got married. I personally am married to my career forever. Respect. And for always, so no nuptials for me, thanks. And decided to pick a dress for the same designer with lace identical to my mom to carry on the tradition. And that, my friends, is how you be a boss bride and remain married 40 plus years. I love it. See what I mean? This is what happens when you can work through your insecurities enough and heal to where you can just be happy for other people. And in fact, like, it's just like not take things personally and like have good communication and just be happy for other people. And like, life is wonderful when you can do that. I honestly love the direct example of that kind of thing. That like, we all have feelings, we all have struggles, that's completely valid. But please don't take it out on people because it's really not about them, right? Like, it's about whatever you're struggling with. And it don't gotta be like that. It can be like this. And it can just be happy and wonderful. Stories like this are the ideal. I think we should all shoot for that. In weddings and beyond. In weddings and beyond. I am so glad I ended with that. To end with something wholesome is a truly wonderful thing, which I am grateful for. I hope you're all doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. I appreciate you all so much. I am so grateful that you come and watch these silly videos with me and just come hang out. Remember, if you have any stories you want to submit, whether it's about weddings or silly stories, good, fun stories, wholesome stories, anything you want that you think would be fun for me to read, there's a Google form below, or you can email me. Y'all are cool. Remember to do your best to be good humans, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!